and welcome to ArTegan Daily Bread for Wednesday, April 1st, 2020. I am your Madam President of the ArTegan. You know, that decentralized network of individuals all over the planet, manipulating the vibrations of love, truth, and integrity to save the planet, save the world. Yeah, that's me. Also, happy April Fools, everybody. That was not an April Fool's joke. I really am Madam President of the ArTegan, this decentralized network of individuals all over the world working tirelessly to save the world. You can still laugh. Okay, guys, really, welcome. Feel free to stay for this entire report, your spiritual board meeting, the Psychic, Tarot, Astrology, and ArTegan reports, and feel free to skip ahead to the report of interest. All right, let's go into the minutes recap, guys. So, I don't want to go all the way back to last week. Let's just back it up a couple of days, from the weekend, because I am just about sure that some things are happening for you. Some things are popping, some things are happening. I mean, it's just for everyone right now, that's definitely the case. So even just over the weekend till Wednesday, I would expect, something to be developing for you guys, okay? Take a brief moment. Keep that, whatever came to your mind immediately when I started talking about that, keep that in your mind's eye, okay? As we move forward into the future. Gotcha. Okay, cool. Moving into the President's Report, you guys. Basically, this is going to be about Saturn being in Aquarius, Mars meeting Saturn in Aquarius, that I've been interested in more than excited about. I've just been sort of wondering how it's going to play out. What is it? What's the, because Mars rules so many things, Saturn rules so many things. It works differently in every single individual chart. It's just, it's just interesting. I've just been sort of really, and I don't really do tarot spreads for myself anymore, you guys. I do them all for you guys. So it's I haven't even done any personal spreads in a really long time. So I guess I have just been more curious than anything. For myself, for you guys, domestically, globally, I know where it's going, but it's just always nice to see how it manifests in the outside environment. So I want to talk to you guys just really quickly in this President's Report. I want to highlight the first quarter moon energy because it hit a little early. We're in this quarter moon energy. Now, there's a full moon. A week later is a first quarter moon waxing, gaining in light until it reaches the full moon. It's the fullest it's going to be. And then it wanes, it decreases in light. A week later, there's that last quarter moon energy. And then a week after that, then, it gets darker and darker and darker till we hit that new moon, energy again. So the first quarter moon is a crisis, turning point moment. This is a crisis in consciousness, whereas the waning quarter moon is the crisis in action. So this is more of, it really is putting a lot of pressure on people right now to decide where their futures are going. And what I mean by that is, it's this quarter moon energy that you decide what your full moon is going to feel like, what your full moon is going to be like a week from now. So with things you're doing, things that are happening, things that you're feeling, all of that is a test. It's a tension-filled, and listen, we go through 2 a month, every month for years and years. So we're very used to this energy. We're used to tensions coming up. We're used to feeling insecure or uncomfortable. And it's really kind of like a test of your mettle. It's a test of, are you going to let... Okay, with a tense aspect like this, there's 2 different energies that are competing for the same place in your life, in your energy field. So at the time of the first quarter moon, you decide what energy is going to be dominant, what energy is going to overwhelm the other energy. I'm highlighting this because it's agitating a lot going on right now. It's agitating that Mars, which is already agitating Saturn, which is already entering this whole new different energy of Aquarius. It's just very, very uncomfortable for a lot of people right now. So if your friends and your family and everyone around you is sort of acting this out, be very patient with them, be very gracious, kind, understanding, graceful. Just always take take the Arteagan approach. We meet all of our challenges in the vibration of love, truth, integrity. That's the only responses I'm going to ask you guys to have towards meeting these challenges. I know it's highly idealistic and highly unrealistic. You know, our first reactions just happen. They just come out right out of us. But when you're able to really think about it, I want you to meditate on that. Okay? Okay. Moving into the astrology report, I kind of like prefaced a little bit of it because that's really what I want to emphasize with you guys. But just for fun, we have the sun in 12 degrees Aries. Oh, that's what I wanted to mention about the sun being in Aries. So the sun, Aries, this is our immune systems. And with this new moon in Aries conjunct Chiron, that's everyone trying to boost their immune systems, get stronger, feel better, to fight coronavirus, to fight the plague of the 21st century. So it's a wonderful time for you to get the sun, like the sunlight. It's a great time for you to take any measures to boost your immune system. Okay, it's just like the Aries season. That's just a really powerful season. So, the rest of them, you're gonna have just keep doing it. You're probably already doing it, so just keep doing it. The moon is in 14 degrees Cancer. That's our first quarter moon agitation energy. Also, there was that July 10th lunar eclipse in Cancer. Mercury is in 16 degrees Pisces. Venus is in the 28th degree of Taurus. So Venus is about to shift into Gemini, a much lighter, breezier energy. She'll be in Gemini for 5 months, I believe. It's like a long time. I forget, I get her and Mars mixed up a lot, their cycles, but she doesn't spend that long in a sign normally. So for a lot of people, it's going to be uncomfortable. I say a lot of people because myself, for instance, Venus retrograde, it's good news. But that's just my chart, how everything works in my chart, my own energy signatures when I was born. When Venus retrogrades, it's good for me. So you might have little energy signatures where it's a boost for you, or you might be like the 80% of people, or actually it's a different number. It's like Mercury retrogrades are hard for me. Okay, whenever I see a Mercury retrograde coming up, I stop buying anything. Like I will literally eat cans of minestrone soup for about 6 weeks straight before Mercury retrogrades because I'm so nervous about what it's going to do, because as I'm just part of the population where I was not born on a Mercury retrograde, and the way Mercury acts in my chart, it could be a little unstable. It could be a little bit uncomfortable. So I know it's coming, so I prepare for it ahead of time. So, when you guys look at your charts, the more you learn about yourself through studying your own chart, you'll know things like that. You'll know there's so many little tricks. Astrology is a really beautiful like hobby or profession if you want to be a professional astrologer. It's really, really fun. Anyway, so that's Venus at the end of Taurus. Mars is in the 1st degree Aquarius, and I pulled this for 8 a.m. PST, April 1st. So I get wrong dates and times when I pull from my paper because it's universal times and I never adjust it. Sorry. Okay. What else? Jupiter is in the 24th degree of Capricorn. Saturn, we know, is in the 0th degree of Aquarius. Uranus is in 5 degrees Taurus. I say the actual, I list it all out just in case anyone's looking at their chart while we do our spiritual board meeting. So feel free to get your little esoterica out when you watch me, because, if I say, Uranus is in 5 degrees Taurus, you might just happen to be looking at Taurus in your chart, and at 6 degrees is like your Chiron, and you're like, whoa, wait a minute, what? And you're like, what does that mean? And so, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so Neptune's in 19 degrees Pisces. Pluto is in 24 degrees Capricorn. Also part of our astrology report. I came up with something new for you guys for free for YouTube. This is a live stream, another live stream. So I look at the calendar, it's gorgeous. There's so much there for you guys. So many resources, lots of free resources, lots of YouTube resources, and then Patreon resources if you guys want to check that out. The freebie that I'm talking about is Natalee's Saturn Salon. This is, I feel, very much a needed public service right now. This is a salon where like we bring tea, bring your Scooby snacks, bring your blankies, your, you know, whatever comfort foods. I don't have it with me. Here, I actually do. It's on the floor. It doesn't mean that, okay, I won't grab it, that's on the floor. But like pistachios, I'll have my pistachios and my green tea. You can bring your snacks and we talk Saturn. Okay, I came up with this idea specifically looking to help people going through their Saturn returns. Your first return is going to be, the second return is not that bad. It's not nearly as bad as that first one. So if you're going through your second Saturn return, we're going to go through that. So bring your questions, or just, you know, if you're having a difficult time, it's really like an ongoing support group type of vibe. It's a salon, so it's like a tea salon. It's a chit-chat salon, and really fun, breezy. You know, it's a very heavy topic, so I do want to keep it very as lighthearted as we can go. So it's, you know, I'm expecting a lot of Capricorns. I'm expecting people that are, you know, born in like the early 90s. You guys are, you know, with Saturn entering Aquarius, a lot of people are going through their Saturn returns. So I want to just, you know, offer up something. So the next Saturn Salon is going to be Thursday, April 16th at 2 p.m. PST. And it's going to be the third Thursday of every month. So if that's something that you guys are into, I'll see you there. Okay? So for the astrology report, I really want, there's a lot going, I want to focus. I really want to focus your attention on the worst of it, like the hardest part of it. Because, and I actually do want to kind of skip over the global and the domestic, because you're going to be feeling it so viscerally on a physical level, and this is just a really important turning time in your personal life, and I want to give as much time as I can for that first, and then the other stuff is like interesting. So we have Pluto in the 24th degree of Capricorn. Pluto is conjuncting Jupiter in Capricorn, and it's right up there with Saturn and Mars in the early part of Aquarius. And what I want to tell you guys here about this is that, you know, Mars met Pluto recently in the past week or so. So Mars had been going through hitting all those later degrees Capricorn planets, and now it's in Aquarius. Now it's hitting up Saturn. So now it's like the rubber meets the road in terms of this personal challenge. And let me expand on this. So this is really being kicked off by the quarter moon, because the outer planets, you know, Pluto, slower moving planets, they set the stage. The eclipses set the stage. So December, January, things that are going on 6 months after, it all kind of has to do with those themes. Okay, so they set the stage. Saturn sets the agenda. Yes, I did realize the irony that I make an agenda for my daily reads now, and I am a Capricorn. Saturn ruled. That's funny. But seriously though, this is going to... You're going to see this in people around you, that their lower natures are going to get the best of them at this quarter moon moment. It's the time when motivation, Mars, stemming from... Oh, I should have grabbed it. You see the devil back here. The death is over there. The motivation from revenge, from jealousy, from hatred, from competition... All of those kinds of sources of motivation, number one, are going to blow up in your face. And number two, it's going to take you off your path. You're going to run into obstacles and delays and challenges, to say the least. And it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt you. You will feel pain. So if you are being triggered, issues of control, of power... Okay, a lot of control issues. You're going to see mad grabs for power. You're going to see people temper tantrums. You're gonna have them yourself. You're gonna have crying fits. You might have some sort of like infantile desire for power squashed, and it triggers you. You were walking around totally cool as a cucumber, but something's going on and it just came out of nowhere, right? Because Pluto wants to go deep into the basement and just like clean it out. Eminem cleaning out my closet. So that's happening in the sky. It's being irritated by this quarter moon. I'm telling you, this quarter moon is no joke. It really came out of nowhere for me too. I started it was like days ago when a couple days ago when I started to really feel it around like the collective energies. And I was like, this is interesting, but it makes sense looking at the astrology of it. It's really right there. And in Cancer, opposing all of that Capricorn, opposing all of that, it's just really touchy. It's really, really raw. Okay, so I want to encourage you to observe in yourself when you're feeling out of control, disempowered, disenfranchised. If you're feeling like a victim, stay away from any victim, scarcity mindsets, negative thinking, toxic thinking, jealousy, fears, competition, destabilization, all of that Plutonian gunk. You can just soar right above it. You could just fly right above it and leave everything else like in the swamp, which is Scorpio. Cancer is the pool, Scorpio is the swamp, Pisces the ocean. So, I mean, that's my advice to you. That's really what I see happening. That's the hardest thing for us as humans to get a grip on, and that's why I want to really just highlight it, because I know it will be triggery, it will be difficult. So meditate. The technique I learned is Vipassana, Vipassana. The website is dhamma.org, DHAMMA.org. I also, honestly, it's really maintain the vibration of love, truth, and integrity, and you will be okay. If you use that to answer, you don't even have to like be an ArTegan, apply to be an ArTegan or like anything like that. You can just take that, our idealistic agenda, our only agenda is love and truth and integrity. That's our standard. So if you just take that concept and just walk around, try it on, you will feel so much better. And anyone else that is projecting onto you or, acting out, that's their karma, that's their energy, that's who they are, and you can walk away knowing who you are. So right now, yesterday, I feel like this quarter moon energy is going to be a little bit lingery. It's not going to be until I feel like Venus leaves Taurus and enters Gemini and then starts to trine and be triney and more trine. I feel like a week from now, near the end of the week, there should be more relief. And that's why it's a test. This first quarter moon energy, it's a test of where you really want to go. And are you going to allow that negative energy to overwhelm that positive energy, or are you going to pump up and use positive motivation to make that positive energy overwhelm that negative energy? It's your choice. And with Pluto, it feels compulsive. It feels like I don't have a choice. I just feel how I feel. No, we got to take responsibility, kiddos. Okay? So the Pluto is a lower warning. Lower warning for sure. All right, I got that out of my system. Let's go into your psychic report. Psychic report, my dears. Practical Magic Level 1 begins Thursday, April 9th. So that's exciting. Is it April 9th? I believe it's April 9th. April 9th. Look at the calendar. Yes, it is April 9th. I know that for certain. I was going to say sure and certain. Certain isn't a word, though. Okay, Practical Magic Level 1 is where I combine tarot, astrology, and psychism into this sort of little formula to basically train you guys up to live a more magical life. And it's using magic in your everyday life. It's really that balance between spirituality and practicality. And what the funnest part about being psychic is watching it work. And I want other people to feel that. I want if other people experienced the supernatural positive things that you and I have experienced, I feel like we could probably save the world that way. Okay. So that's what that is. It's it's every month. I'm gonna do practical magic level 1 every month. So you're free to come back if you want to brush up, or if you want to be a patron and you can save some money, and then you just do that, and then you have like a lot more resources if you really are serious about it. The Patreon is set up in 5 different tiers, beginning with like a lot of tarot readings in that first level, and then the highest level, it just gets more knowledge and more learning, more classes, workshops. But we start with like the weekly tarot readings and Capricorner and the level 1. So, as chill or as turned up as you want to go spiritually is Thursday. Okay. Dang, they really... Wow. 3 of Staves at the bottom of the deck, the 6 of Swords, and the Empress, and the Queen of Pentacles under that. We're obviously beginning your tarot report, since someone's guides can't wait for me. Interesting. There's travel. Look at that. Look at this. Look at these 2 cards. That 3 of Staves, literally looking out over a cliff into the ships. This one, they're in the boat sailing. Oh my God. I only just noticed that. If anyone else if anyone else is a writer that does their nails, hairspray gets rid of this. The pen ink on the nails. Hairspray. Okay. Yeah, there's travel here. They're showing me this little red ribbon, and they're telling me it's a souvenir, it's a memento. It's almost like they keep your hair, like the Thin Man in Charlie's Angels, how he smells her hair. It's almost like that. Like, I feel like someone's hanging on to a memory of someone here. And like it like sustains them in the distance. And a lot of the world is quarantined, so that's not surprising that the distance is showing up here. And this could be emotional distance. I'm getting physical distance, though. I mean, it could be down the block from you, but I'm getting like a big distance. There's an accomplishment and there's an expectation with the 3 of Staves. But let's keep going. And for you guys to see here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 7 major arcana cards in 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, in a 13 card spread. Well, it's a 10 card spread, and then there's 3 bottom of the deck cards. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. Two Ace of Swords. You have double Ace of Swords. And the truth shall set you free. Dang. Double 6 of Swords. Travel, absolutely. 6 of Pentacles at the bottom. How dynamic. And the Death card. And the King of Swords. The Page of Swords. Under the Page of Wands. Coming up a lot. Okay. Wow, you guys. This is interesting. This is really interesting. Do you guys remember how that was channeled before? How it's kind of like this nobleman is probably like a little bit more powerful than he lets on. Like maybe he's just a nobleman, but maybe he's actually like the king or something. I feel like this could be the end of generosity or something. Because the 6 of Pentacles is nobility of the spirit. It's a noble soul. It's a noble good heart, and being generous, and very, very generous. Generous spiritually, generous with their feelings, generous with their concern. And with the death energy, I feel like, and it's interesting because you, someone else you're connecting to, whoever this is in this story of energies, this King of Swords, they are making this decision strategically. Like this is a strategy thing, or they're just sort of I'm getting the Edward Scissorhands-ness of this, like snip, snip, snip here. Major transformation though. This could be someone who was like philanthropic, and they're pulling out their support. I do see that. No, they're confirming that it's withdrawing support. Let's see what this is, because on over here we have a lot of support. We have the Empress. That's a beautiful lifestyle. That's a gorgeous, that's like fertility, pregnancy, nature, grass, bushes, flowers, trees, squirrels, rivers, fresh water. It's like all the abundance. All the abundance. Okay, let's get into this. So, in the far past, the root of the situation, the context, I'll read this moving forward. Sorry, it's going to bother me. The Fool with the 8 of Swords. This is someone not taking a leap of faith because they think, I can't. I shouldn't. So this is like the root issue. So this could be someone that did not act, something that you did not do, something you didn't say, or something. But because you have a narrow mindset about it, no judgments, of course. It's just like you really just didn't see the way. You just didn't see it. You just like organically, naturally just didn't see it. Or, didn't see how it could go. But there's been a change in the recent past coming into this energy. There's been a massive shift. 180 degree. Okay, I'm going to tell you guys. You know what they channeled to me yesterday? They channeled the Wheel of Fortune, and it's like they pulled me into this vision where I was zoomed in. It was kind of like right there, that quadrant of the Wheel of Fortune there. It's like it became real, and there were these ladder rungs like coming out of here, because this is like a quadrant inside of the wheel. So it's like on this slant, there were ladder rungs. And over here, there were ladder rungs. And there was like a little person. And it was like this whole thing. And I looked, I was like, what? I was looking closely. And they were talking to me about it. They were saying it's like a secret. Like a secret. Here's the thing with the Wheel of Fortune is that you can turn the wheel, right? You can go up and you can just spin that wheel, right? But it's like the Wheel of Fortune game where you walk up to a big wheel and then you just spin it. What they showed me is like inside of the wheel, like a spoked wheel, and there's like mechanisms inside. Like they were actually giving me intense downloads. I don't want to get too intricate with this, but I think they're rechanneling that specific channeling to say that there's been a turn, there's been maybe even miraculous, maybe even like something very unexpected, but there is something about it thank you. Okay, that's what it is. Yeah, you came out of this. You came, and it was like from the inside out. Look at this with the lovers here. The Wheel of Fortune with the lovers. It's like this connection. You made a choice. You chose love, and it's like something unlocks. You or someone you're connecting to. Could be a choice in love. Could also be just a really great, strong connection with another human being. Doesn't even have to be romantic or sexual. But there's a shift here. There's a major shift for the better, for the positive. And I'm not quite 100% convinced it's the same person that was thinking, I can't do it. I don't really know for sure who it's stemming from yet. Let's keep going. So, in the meat of this, we've got the Four of... That's interesting. We didn't do poppers. I just figured that out 29 minutes into the video. We're doing a spread. I'm just going to go with it, of course. Four of Pentacles with the Magician. This is holding on to your desires. It's like, I know what I want. I know what I want. And I also feel like someone's holding back a little bit. I feel like someone's way more powerful. Someone's way more powerful than they're letting on. They're way more powerful than they're letting on. Why am I saying that? Why are they having me? They're way more powerful than they're letting on. It's crossing this energy. You know what they're showing me? This is sad. Look what he's sitting on. He's sitting on a bag. Like he's at the bus stop waiting for the bus to get there. And he's got like $4 million in bags. But like that's it. Like there's nothing else around him. The communities, nobility, shops, relationships, it's all behind him. Look at how built up it is. It's very a well-developed little town or place. And look at him. He's so far from it. He's so far from it. Some people, all they have is money, right? Yeah. Oh, I'm not making a judgment. I'm just saying, I feel like for a couple of people, there's the bag part where it's like, you're holding you know how ridiculous that looks, you know? Whereas the majority of you, all it means is that someone's holding on to their will. Like what I said everything before about Pluto and Jupiter and the first quarter moon, like where everyone else might be putting pressure. And I am kind of getting a little bit of pressure with this. Because for some of you, I feel like someone's hoarding power. And for some of you, I feel like you are protecting power. Yeah, that's right. Crossing this energy, we have the Queen of Wands, love her, my middle class queen, and the Ace of Swords. So someone has something to say. It could be blunt, it could be forthright, it could be direct, it could be, it should be clear in no uncertain terms with this combination. And I feel like, why wouldn't it support this energy? Like, why wouldn't it hold on. I want to clarify the dominant energy for the Four of Pentacles and the Magician, please. The Moon with Three of Cups. That's like the last energy I would have. Wow. Oh, okay, I get it now. At first, Natalee was thinking, why would anyone be confused about hanging out and socializing? Coronavirus. Someone's like, yeah, it's like you could be really wanting to connect with someone, and it could be coronavirus that's putting a wedge into things for you. Yeah. Okay, so it's like they're confused about this, about if they're going to be a friend or be social or interact and maybe even like physically socialize. I don't understand why it can't just like be digital, but this might mean romantic then if it's showing up this way. This could also be some of you adjusting to a different way of interacting with each other, with people. Just kind of like making your way forward, like, oh God, I don't even know how to install this thing. How do I know it works? How do I do this? And feeling like, oh, how do I, but still holding on to your will to do it, still trying again, still going back in. Yeah, I actually wouldn't worry about this, the moon and I wouldn't worry about the Magician, and I wouldn't worry about this. Because the will is there. That's all you need. You just need that vibration. The vibration is there. So let's go ahead and clarify while we're here. The Queen of Wands and the Ace of Swords. That's a cool pair, King of Pentacles with the Six of Staves. More fire. That's cool. That's really cool. I feel like the news lands very well. The conversation is good. If you're on it, just be honest, straightforward, forthright, true to your integrity is what I'm getting with the Ace of Swords. Like, you just want to be in your integrity. You want to be on the right side of history, but you want to be on the right side of your history. Your karma is all we care about here. We don't care about changing anybody else. We don't care about anyone else's spiritual evolution. We don't need to worry about if so-and-so is going to overcome their whatever issue. I mean, of course, I know that we really do. We care and we're empathetic. However, at the end of the day, you're only responsible for your own soul. Dog barking for confirmation. Woof, woof. I'm telling you that because it goes very well for you. Telling the truth, living and maintaining your integrity, even though you could be confused about your friends. It could even be confusion about your... That's funny I said it that way. Yeah, you can even have confusion about who are your friends, who are not my friends. But you have this... Oh... If that's the case, then you're the magician and someone around you is holding back from you. It could be one of your friends. Yeah, that's true. They're nodding. That's true for some of you, where you're the magician, you're creative, you're going through something here. Something is turning. Something's going on, but someone around you is holding back, withholding something from you. Okay. And you don't know what it is with that moon energy. You don't know. You can feel it, though. You can feel the change in your connection with them. And crossing that, it's like you just be honest. Just be honest. Live in your integrity. Okay, if that part of it applies for you. Because I see it going really, really well. With the King of Pentacles and the Six of Staves. It goes well. Success. Okay. Moving ahead, and the next energy you can expect, we have double confirmation, the Ace of Swords, this time with the Page of Pentacles. Okay, so this is your lesson. This was the lesson, is to tell the truth, live in your integrity, stand up for your beliefs. It's like your mind, yeah, and that's what it's, look at the root situation. The root of it was your mind not being open enough. It was you not seeing that you can do something, not believing, not thinking that you can take a leap of faith. And so that gets worked through. Actually, I feel like it gets worked through at some point between that far past that root and the recent past. Something changes. Actually, why haven't we... Let's go ahead and clarify the Wheel of Fortune and the Lovers, please. King of Cups, another person. I knew it was going to be another person, another court card, and the King of Wands. We have counterparts. We have the King and the Queen of Wands. We have the King of Pentacles. We have the Magician. We have the King of Cups. There's a lot of people. This could be same-sex relationship. That's definitely true for some of you. King of Cups, King of Wands. Could be also the inner masculines of both of you. Could also be two separate people outside of you and whoever you're in this connection with, that through them doing something, you know, like through the course, I'm telling you, with the latter thing and the Wheel of Fortune, it's like, I'm telling you, if you maintain those vibrations of love, truth, integrity, that's the what. That's all you've got to take care of. The how and the when. You leave that to the cosmos. You can try to plan it using astrology. That you can do. But don't push, don't force. Because it's like these individuals could have a major part to play for you. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising. Doesn't have to be. They're just taking on this energy. They're taking on the energy of... You know, I am getting a little bit of, not emotional manipulation in a bad way, emotional manipulation in the good way, meaning that you are using your feelings and emotions to inform you about yourself and your decisions and the world, and that you are like, you're not suppressing your emotions, you're not denying them, you're not pushing them down, you're letting yourself feel everything, and you're observing all of them, mining your observations for information. This King of Wands is acting on it. Like I'm saying, this could be just still you or still this other person. I feel like something about the mind and heart they had to get kind of like okay with before they could take actions. Could be you, someone else. But I feel like this gets taken care of, and it's really in divine timing with these major arcana cards, the Fool, Wheel of Fortune, and the Lovers. And then you have two people, and then this mental card here. So yeah, I feel like that mental, emotional had to level out before King of Wands can show up. And then moving from that, it's like there's this, are you able to move forward? This is still only one part of the story, because there's this truth. Remember, there's this conversation. And then there's two more people, the Queen of Wands and the King of Pentacles. I get really, really thrown off when I get a lot of people like this. When I get a lot of people, that's a lot of energies. I mean, even me physically, I don't like crowds. I don't like a lot of people. When I teach classes, I keep it to like 10 students at a time. The most students I had in a class were like maybe 20 to 30 students. That was a lot for me. Just because I'm so sensitive, I'm psychic, energetically, I'm just picking up way too much. It's overstimulation. I mean, if you guys saw how I live, I'm basically a very solitary person. Anyway, so I do get a little bit overwhelmed energetically, but I'm not getting overwhelmed. So I kind of feel like this is either one person or this is just two people. Let's move forward though. Let's just move forward. The lesson is the truth. The lesson is sticking to your integrity. That's all you need to know, meeting anything moving forward, okay? So where you are now, the role you're currently playing, yeah, okay, we knew we had the death energy again. Double confirmation death energy, and the Two of Swords. This is breaking through that stalemate. Oh, hold on. Wow. Okay. Do you remember what I said about the king kind of dressing up as the nobleman to go be generous, and this is like a withdrawal of that support? That's an energy that was clogging this person up. It was the other side of the stalemate. That was one side of it. And then the other side is the connection. The other side is the Empress. So this is actually the opposite. What's crumbling is that doubt. And they do extend. Oh, and we have the King of Swords. There's another person. Oh, this could be like an emperor and empress person. We do have the Empress, and that you're using the different kings and queens, kind of like if you're gonna spar with an opponent, and you're like, okay, sizing him up. All right, I'm gonna be this. I'm gonna be that. Like different chess pieces just rotate inside and then come out forward. Okay, you're gonna deal with this. You're gonna deal with this version of me. It's kind of like that. Yeah, that's it. Oh, I feel so much better. Wow. This emperor is using all of his kings. We have all the kings out. We have the King of Cups, King of Wands, King of Pentacles, King of Swords. This emperor is like really wanting to manifest this magician energy. They're holding on to it, totally holding on to it. Yeah, a little bit of confusion surrounding maybe even legalities and laws surrounding quarantine and what is allowable, not allowable, essential and essential type of stuff maybe. Been crossing this energy with the queen. So when he interacts with the empress, what the woman, the queen that she rotates forward is the Queen of Wands. So she's very receptive. That's why it goes well, because it's the truth. He shows her, and I say he, but it could be he, she, alien, whatever, the King of Pentacles. So when they have this conversation, and you could be the emperor, you could be leading this. When I say emperor and empress for this reading, I'm talking about the main characters, and they're very, very well-defined people. They have their own businesses, companies, identities, logos. Like they're well established in the visible outside world too, which is kind of like a lot of people right now. I mean, everyone's kind of, why do I keep doing that? Sorry, doing online stuff, but it's interesting. It's really, really interesting because, yeah, it is the emperor. This is an emperor because he's the one trying to get back to the empress with this travel here. Wow. Okay. So this is a reading for the emperor. That's where he is in right now, going through a death process surrounding not able to make a decision. They could actually be Libra, sun, moon, or rising, or otherwise, because we do have justice here too. How they see the empress, how other people see you. If I'm talking to the emperor directly, emperor sees empress as the hanged man of the judgment, not quite made up her mind. Not surprising because this conversation hasn't happened yet. When the conversation happens, it's a go. It's a yes. It's, look at visually, it's like these two, and she's enthusiastic, whoever this is. The empress is shuffling out the Queen of Wands to deal with the emperor, and it's good. I mean, it's successful, and everybody's happy. And then you learn, the emperor learns, that's all I had to do is just talk to them, or just reach out, or just have an honest conversation. And it's like, yeah, that's all you had to do. Okay. Your hope, fear, or opportunity for the emperor. The emperor wants to, it's interesting. We have double 6 of swords. Did I call that? I don't think I did. Yeah, this is his hope. He wants to be with his empress. That's his hope. That when he travels, he will land on the shore with something waiting for him, with that opportunity, with this new beginning, or whatever. Sorry, I don't mean to say like whatever, like I don't care. I just mean whatever. Your outcome. This is interesting. We're going to clarify this. We have the Strength and the 3 of Pentacles. So this could be a connection that is difficult to work for some reason or other. I have a feeling it's because of quarantine, but let's see. Clarifying the Strength. I looked up right in time, so I have not pulled the cards yet. We are clarifying for the end result in this situation of Strength and 3 of Pentacles, please. The Hermit. What did I say? It was quarantine. I knew it. The 2 of Pentacles. Yeah, it's quarantine. It's, I'm getting that it's like spending a lot of time in someone's house or apartment, and then you both move to the other person's house or apartment, or it's like, yeah, that's going to be hard. That's going to be difficult with this. And yeah, with the Strength, there's always like the needed strength. So to work this is hard. This is like people trying to get together at this time or something. It's just, I feel like you've been I feel like you've been in dating or in a new relationship or something. I feel like there's contact between you. Not contact, but I feel like there's something between you two. There's something there. Because these are very serious energies. With someone just not thinking that it was possible. But by the end of it, it's possible with hard work. Working it. You could even be having to decide, like, okay, where are we going to quarantine or something? I don't know. Or how's it going to work? How are we going to collaborate on this? Like, it'll take more effort. And Mars with Saturn in Aquarius, like, for the month of April, it will take more effort. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to push, the motivation is there with Mars, and the motivation is here with the Magician. Your downfall is going to come when you let fears and subconscious garbage and insecurities, Plutonian stuff, get the better of you, and you let that energy overwhelm and drown out the good energy. And when that happens, when we look back at the carnage and we're like, you know what, I'm not even mad about it anymore, or it's not even as big a deal to me anymore, or it's not really what I cared about, who are you going to be left with to blame that you don't have it anymore? That person's gone. So-and-so lost interest. This got all blown up. It's just you. It's like, well, I was mad because of blah, 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 blah. Justifying it to yourself. Well, they should have never blah, 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 blah. Blaming other people. Well, what about when they blah, 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 blah? Being the victim. Okay? So just make sure that your motivations are coming from pure places. And when they're not coming from pure places, when you're feeling hatred, fear, shame, projecting guilt, projecting hatred, okay, just check yourself. It's human. Don't judge yourself. Check yourself and alchemize this through. And you know, I don't think that's going to happen. I really, 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 really don't see that at all. I'm just like really trying to be helpful though. That's all. Okay. So yeah, it's going to be difficult, a lot of juggling. Also some shifts financially here too. Like pulling your resources together with this Three of Pentacles. I feel like you could be doing that. Actually, the Two and the Three of Pentacles. It's sort of like shaving off. You guys could be talking about, you could be talking about where you're going to live. If you're talking about where you're going to live, you could be balancing my place, your place, here, there, whatever. Like, where are we going to quarantine? That's hilarious. We live in stirring times, darling. Tea-stirring times. Future environment is where we have our Justice and our Three of Cups. It's double confirmation. I was just holding these. Coming back down to here. You're giving justice. You're balancing out this subconscious fear. Now, this can also be creativity. So that's what you want to mine for. That's what you want to get out of, you know, what we've got. That's what we do, is we make the best of what we've got. Everyone starts at different places in life just by the randomness of birth, although it's not really random. Our souls all chose these lives and bodies before we incarnated. We all did. We all did. I know that because we choose the ancestral DNA lines that we're born into, because that makes a difference. It's a whole thing. I don't want to... If I get into the ancestral DNA stuff, it's going to be like, it's like a whole nother layer to this whole thing. So let's just keep it simple. Keeping it simple is you balancing this. And for those of you where this is a friend, where you didn't know about them, you'll know. I can't say whether it's this way or that way, but you'll know by the time the Justice card, because the scales get weighed. You can't lie to those scales, the cosmic scales, that you can't do that. It just doesn't happen like that. So you'll know. But for people trying to work this connection, this could be, let's clarify before I say, clarifying Justice and Three of Cups. We have the Chariot, that's more travel, along with the Eight of Staves. More travel. There's a lot of travel. There's a lot of travel showing up. And this could be you guys, oh, you got a new car. I'm kidding. April Fools? No. But that's, I mean, sometimes it's a new car, but it's like, obviously not every time it's a new car. But I mean, I can see you guys driving around a lot. I can see you guys, like, I don't know if you're moving. I don't know if you're, yeah, it's something like that. There's something legal too. Like, legal things can come in, boosts into like that kind of a thing with the Justice. And even with the Chariot, this is a competitive win with the Chariot. So it works, it goes, it's successful. And this success starts a lot earlier in this spread. The success is actually in the recent past. So this might even not even happened yet, because this is where everything takes a great turn. And then after that, all you really have to do is have a conversation. So simple. Let's get your oracle. All of that to come back to let's have a conversation. And yeah, and it's just like, what had to die is this, like, I can't reach out. I can't. You know, it's like someone's heart has to, like, someone's really averse to reaching out or something. That's weird. Oh, well, it's because the Emperor doesn't know. He still doesn't know what the Empress is going to say. Well, then just talk to them. Someone has major insecurities about communication. Major. Because I am not seeing any problems. Like, not any real problems. Except for the impatience, maybe, or the, you know, those lower... But this isn't... These people, whoever this is, they're trying to... they're just trying to, like... be in love. I don't know, just do their thing. Balance spirituality and practicality. I was thinking about this before I recorded this. This balance between spirituality and practicality. So whatever is going on, you are good enough. I feel like that's a bit of an insecurity for the Emperor, to be honest. Because the Eight of Swords is like your most, for me right now, the most concern that I see here is this Eight of Swords, and it's in the far past. It's in the root cause, so it's healed, and a little bit is Two of Swords, but it's really about healing, a mental healing here. So someone is ending a cycle, getting out of negative mental blockages, and that's probably their manifestation of the quarter moon energy. They're probably coming up against, if you're the Emperor, you're coming up against pressures, or, you know, your intuition telling you, because your desire's there. So it's like, well, are you going to steer this energy to put you in a great happy place by the full moon where you're closer to achieving this, or are you going to allow those negative energies to get the better of you, overwhelm the positive? Did that want to come out? I feel like it did. Codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. Interesting. Yeah, I'm getting a little bit of this mental addiction here. It's a rut. It's, you know, it's actually a chemical thing that happens. Calling in your soulmate, your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. That's interesting because I feel like, and healing family issues. Yeah, this is the Emperor's issue here, is that you've been codependent on a way of thinking that doesn't really serve your best interest here. This is all about speaking your truth, being in your integrity, being honest, love, truth, and integrity. And this person, this Emperor, has been codependent, and this Emperor could be a female too, remember that. Has been very codependent on I can't, and I really do feel like this is a family issue. It has nothing to do with you if you're the Empress. No. I feel like the Empress is there, and what she's just sitting there waiting for wonderful things to happen, and that's what she does, and the Emperor is making his way towards her. So I feel like she's the one who's like calling in the soulmate, just loving her life, being in her life, and just doing her. Oops. Okay. This is a bigger thing. Like, it's not just the conversation. It's not just maybe quarantining together and cohabiting. It's healing the family issues underlying why this person has trouble communicating. They could be really afraid of your reaction. They could be building it up to, like, I don't know, some major out of proportion thing. And it could be because they don't feel like they're good enough. It could be because they had a very over emotional parent, or both of them growing up. We don't know. I'm going to officially conclude the tarot report. I'm sorry that these videos are so long. I wanted to make this one shorter. Okay. Oh, tarot report almost done. Okay, so Tarot Talk is Thursday, April 23rd for this month. It's going to be, yeah, basically what it is, Tarot Talk with me. So bring your cards, bring your questions. Okay, write it all down. We're gonna have fun. This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun. Okay, guys. Yeah, it's gonna be real fun. We'll pull cards. We'll discuss. We'll drink tea, eat pistachios, Scooby snacks. You know, so meet me there. It's April 23rd on the Watch Natalie channel, which you are already here. Okay, ArTegan Report, first years. You know, it's interesting, you guys, because a year ago is when I put up the ArTegan, and it's like I got really serious about saving the world and all of that jazz. And it's like it still wasn't soon enough, almost, because a year later now we need people that are saving the world. And obviously the real heroes right now are the ones on the front line, and our healthcare workers and our essential workers. And I have a friend in the mental health field. She's an essential worker, and it's like a big, you know, I talk to her every week. So what I'm talking about saving the world with is a whole different thing. Okay, it's a vibrational, magical manifestation, a different thing. First years are just, it's just the sweetest thing, I swear to God. They are, go ahead and say thank you in the comments below. Just say thank you, ArTegan first years, if you want. They are the ones who are really focusing and really living that vibration of love, truth, and integrity. And that's all they're doing right now, because where there are missions, there are ArTegan missions, and there's, I don't want to get too much into it, but yeah, we're a decentralized network of individuals all over the planet working to save the world. So thank you to ArTegan first years for maintaining your commitment and showing up for the world. Your love for the world to save it is working. It is. Okay. Okay, moving into correspondence. Thank you to everyone sending me your Jupiter Pluto stuff. Keep it coming. If you look at your natal chart and you have any kind of relationship, little symbol between Jupiter and Pluto, send me an email, thefirst@artegan@gmail.com. Old business, nothing. New business is Patreon. Check it out. There's different tiers. It's really, really cool. It's allowed me to, and this is going into meeting adjourned. It's really, look at, I wrote down. Right by meeting adjourned. You see that? See that what I said there? Balancing, all right? Feeling the balance between spirituality and practicality, and we go and pull the card. Yeah, patrons, actually, let me do a shout out. Thank you so much to all of my patrons. Thank you immensely for coming with me and committing to learning more about being psychic and doing your own tarot readings and studying astrology. It's just, I'm honored to support you and sharing my knowledge with you guys. So thank you to all my patrons, okay? Thank you. For everybody else, Patreon has allowed me to streamline all of my abilities and what I can give into such an organized way that I can give more. And that's why you're seeing the calendar blow up, everything's going on, and it's just really great. It's allowed me personally to find a great balance between the spirituality and the practicality of being spiritual and, you know, everything. So check it out. Start a Patreon if you guys are doing anything that you want to benefit the planet. I mean, just check it out just generally. It's really, it's really cool. So I think that's the high note that I want to leave you guys on, okay? So take care of your immune systems, watch out for your own triggers, and if this tarot reading is resonating, all will be well. All's well that ends well. It's just showing up to that conversation. Okay, guys? I love you all immensely, forever and ever and always. Please take good care of yourselves, and I am sprinkling all the blessings on your head.